Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jasmine. I have been a full-time content creator for 5 years, so I'm so glad to have you. Welcome. So this is another kind of like behind the scenes type of video, just talking to you guys, just being honest, being upfront, being vulnerable and all of the things. Let me know in the comments if you like these type of videos, if I should keep making them. I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say. So I wanted to talk to you guys about the pros and cons of being a full-time creator. There's definitely way more pros than cons, but I feel like it's only right that I share my experience with you guys so that you guys can know more about me, know more about what to expect that maybe people don't really talk about as often as they should, right? It's not all glitz and glamour and unicorns and rainbows. Okay, I would say that's probably about like 75% of it. And the other 25% is probably just a lot of things that you guys don't really know. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So I am an OnlyFans creator. That's how I make most of my money. OnlyFans is like a digital product. It really is. I've made content from years ago that I still currently sell, just like an ebook or an e-course. Like you make something one time and you just constantly resell it over and over and over again to different people. So it's the same thing. And a digital product is like an asset that you can't hold, like a Netflix movie or a song off Apple Music. That's a digital product. So it's not a tangible item that comes in the mail. And I've been doing that for a very long time. I made great money doing OnlyFans. It definitely blessed the hell out of me, completely changed my life. And I will forever be grateful. The past 2 years, though, I've been kind of shifting the type of content that I create. I've been on a weight loss and fitness journey for the past 2 years, and I've lost 100 pounds. And so I've been documenting that journey. During that journey, I also learned that I love to motivate and inspire people, and I started incorporating that type of content into my weight loss and fitness content, along with mental health. Weight loss is a lot of mental health. People don't realize that. I didn't realize that. So, by doing all of this, I learned that I really do like to teach people how to believe in themselves, how to do things that make them happy, how to not care about what people think, and all of the things. And it's been great to be able to incorporate that type of content into my weight loss and fitness content. I love what I do. I love what I do. So I wrote down some pros and cons just to kind of help us stay on track. The first pro when it comes to being a content creator is flexibility. You are your own boss. Like, I'm my own boss. I literally dictate what I do throughout the day. I've become very structured I would say this past year and a half. I've been extremely structured, extremely disciplined, and I gained a lot of that through weight loss. I did, believe it or not, like weight loss really taught me so much stuff that I translate into other parts of my life, like my business. So, because I have flexibility, if I want to work during the day, which I do, then I do. If I want to work at night, I have the ability to do that too. If I want to take a day off, I can do that. If I want to take a half a day, I can do that. I literally set the tone for my day. It's great. I hated having a job where I had to ask for permission to leave early. I had to ask if I could take a vacation. Like, it's something about asking someone if I can do something that just makes me cringe. Like, let me know in the comments if you're like that. But I've just always been that person. Like, I hate being told what to do. Like, so, so me being my own boss, it fits my personality. It really does because I love running myself. Okay. The next pro is you get creative freedom. Like I said, I went from creating OnlyFans content to now doing weight loss, fitness, motivation, inspiration, and content creation content. I love it here. And you get to choose, like, if you want to pivot, you can do that. I always encourage people to make the content that's true to your heart. And as you grow up, as you get older, your life changes. Like, things change. There are creators who might have started making YouTube content in a college dorm because they were in college, but they don't stay in college forever, right? Eventually they graduate, they become adults, and they're doing other things. So as you get older, your content changes, or things that used to interest you no longer interest you anymore. You know what I'm saying? So being able to create the type of content that you want to create that's the beautiful thing because you're able to show up every single day doing that and being happy with it and just really enjoying your day to day. So I love that. Whereas when you have a job, for instance, you might like what you do at one point in time in your life, but then as you get older, you might get tired of it. And, but you get so used to being at that job and you kind of know what to expect. You might like your paycheck or whatever. You don't really get to change anything about that job. You know what I mean? Like you're pretty much locked into that position unless you get a promotion or you leave the company altogether, right? Another pro is your earning potential. The harder you work, the more consistent you are, the more driven you are, the more you're going to make. I think that that's why I fit so well with content creation because I'm extremely ambitious. I've been this way for as long as I can remember. I am definitely a go-getter. And anyone who knows me personally can attest to that. That's just me. And so I love how I can see the fruits of my labor by, just being consistent every month and just seeing growth. And if you're not that, it's okay. I think you'll develop it as you keep going. Because like I said, I've been a full-time creator for 5 years. So, the version of me today isn't the same person that I was 5 years ago, right? So I've developed a lot of these things along the way, a lot of these habits that I have now. But I do love the fact that, the harder you work, the more you'll make. I think that's great. Whereas like when you work a job, you could work really, really hard, but you're still only going to get your hourly rate or your salary rate for the year until it's time for that annual raise. And then they may not give it to you, right? So that sucks. But when you're your own boss, with anything that you do, you have the potential to make as much as you want. Obviously, the more you know, the more you'll make too, but the potential is there. So let's talk about some cons. Let's talk about the cons. So I think the biggest one here is consistency because you have to show up even when you don't feel like it. There are plenty of days, and I've started showing you guys where I may have a mental breakdown. like, and I used to keep that stuff private, but as I've gotten used to filming all the time, when I was doing just OnlyFans content, I wasn't recording every day. I probably filmed like once a week and then did whatever I wanted to do for the rest of the week. But now that I make this type of content, I record every day. Like my camera is always recording something. And so I've gotten a lot more comfortable being in front of the camera so I can, show my vulnerable sides to you guys and show you, how I'm feeling. But that's also a con in the sense that like, even if you don't feel like it, you still have to. You might be able to take a day here, a day there, whatever, because you don't feel like it. But, at the end of the day, you're hurting your business, especially if you're a one-woman show or a one-man show. As your business grows, like you'll have people to help you. Like I have a team of people that help me with my OnlyFans. So I'm not on there as much as I used to be. I used to be a one-woman show and now I'm not. But that's because I was able to grow it to that. So now I can focus on this type of content. But until I can get this type of content to that level of income, when it comes to this stuff, I am a one-woman show. I'm recording, I'm editing, I'm coming up with the ideas, I'm researching, I'm posting, I'm responding to comments, I'm doing all of this stuff on this side. And it can be very overwhelming. Sometimes I feel like I'm behind. Sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough, and I hate that feeling for myself. It actually makes me low-key depressed. So I try my best to keep my energy positive and in good spirits, but I hate feeling like I could be doing more. Like I hate that feeling. Leave a comment down below if you ever feel like that in your own life and how you overcome that. But, that's definitely a con. I would say when it comes to being your own boss in general, is just your level of consistency, your level of discipline has to be like top tier. And like I said, it'll come. You'll develop it over time the more you do it, but you have to be able to say, no, I'm going to work on this, or no, I'm not going to go out, or no, I'm going to go to bed on time because I have to get XYZ done, so that's the hard part. Number 2, work-life balance. Work-life balance. That's cute. My counselor gets on me about this. I do go to counseling. I think I'm low-key crazy, I think we all are. It's fine. My counselor says I need to have work-life balance. I don't really think that exists. Listen, I don't think that exists. Okay. Moment of truth. We listen, we don't judge. I don't have friends. I don't have friends. I have people, I have acquaintances, but when I say the word friend, I mean like someone I could tell like my deepest secrets to and not feel judged. I don't have that. So, I spend a lot of time with my work and my content, and some people might think, wow, you don't have any friends, that must be boring. It's really not. Like, it's really not. But at the same time, I do sacrifice a lot of stuff too in order to push out all of this content and continue to grow my platforms the way I do. It takes a lot of time to do this, a lot of time to record, especially because I have so many platforms that I'm trying to grow simultaneously. I tell you guys you should at least have three. So I have three YouTube channels. I have an Instagram, I have a TikTok, I have Threads, and I feel like I'm missing one. I have an email list. Am I missing one? If it comes to me, I'll let you guys know. I also have a Twitter, but that's for OnlyFans, and I don't run that. My assistant does. So, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I think people don't realize how much it is, and we're going to get into that too. But, you do have to find balance. That's why I do make sure I go to counseling so that I don't go crazy. Like, so I can make sure everything is great up here. I feel like mental health is the new wealth, but you do kind of have to find balance. That's why I think it's really important that you choose a niche that you actually love so that you can show up every day and not feel miserable. I couldn't imagine putting this much work and effort into something that I don't like. So because I truly do love weight loss, fitness, motivation, and inspiring people to be creators and just sharing my journey with you guys, I think that's how I'm able to stay so sane and stay so consistent. But I think that, having a niche where you are really passionate in that thing, I think that makes the biggest deal. I'm going to switch batteries. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Had to switch out batteries. Okay, so the next con, unpredictable income. You get used to it the more you do it, but sometimes, depending on which platforms you're on, your or your income can go up, down, up, down. So it's really important to live below your means, like live very below your means, just so that you can make sure that you can cover all of your bills if you have a bad month. Whereas like when you work a 9 to 5, you know what your paycheck is going to be like. I have months where I do really, really, really good, and then I have months where I do not so good. It just comes with the territory. I don't really look at it as how much I make per day anymore, because some days I might make barely anything, and then other days I make a lot of money. So it really just depends. But unpredictable income can kind of scare people. It sounds scary, but you do have an average. Like, you know how much you make on average every month. So I always go off of my lowest earning months. And you also learn, it's like a trend. For me in my business, the holidays tend to be the slowest for me. It's always been that way. So I know how to plan for that accordingly. If it's like your first year of business, you may not have enough data to know. But like I said, the more you do it, the more you'll know, like, okay, well, this month tends to always be better. These months tend to not be so much great, whatever. But income is unpredictable. So you just kind of have to be careful with that. Um, Another kind of self-motivation, this kind of ties in with consistency. You have to be very self-motivated because you don't have someone telling you to get your work done by a certain time. It really comes down to you. I think that again, as you keep doing it, you will grow more self-motivation. Also, I think that's why it's so important to choose a niche that you really like so that you will be self-motivated because you actually really like what you do. But you do have to be self-motivated. You have to be the one pushing yourself and telling yourself, come on, you got this. I've become my own best friend on my entrepreneurial content creation journey. I really have. I become my biggest cheerleader. I've become my biggest fan. And I want that for you too. Like, I want you to be your own best friend as well. I just think that's really important. But self-motivation, you need a lot of that. All right, so now I want to talk about the myths. There's a few. And listen, I am not judging because I try to think how I used to think before I was a creator. Um, I started creating during COVID. And before that, I was just a consumer of content. I don't even remember there being influencers. I mean, I know there were influencers, but I don't remember it being as big of a thing as it is now. I don't know if it's because of post-COVID, so many people became influencers and or content creators or what, but or it could just be because this is the life I live, so I'm more tuned into it now. But I feel like there's so much information online now. I don't know if it was, I don't remember if it was like that before COVID or not, but I feel like before I was a creator, I was kind of living under a rock. Like, so therefore, like, I thought being a content creator was so easy and so chill, even though I had no experience doing it. And come to find out, it's not. It's really not. One of the myths is people think it's easy money. It's easy money in the sense that, again, I feel like I've said this like 6 times in this video, but if you really like what you do, it's easy to show up and do it. So, in that sense, it's easy. But it's not easy because of all the things we said before. You have to be consistent, you have to be self motivated. You have to handle the bumpy roller coaster ride. Sometimes content will perform really well, sometimes it won't. You're constantly solving a puzzle, I feel like. You're constantly trying to analyze and figure out what you could do better, critiquing yourself, but in a positive, constructive way, not like in a negative, condescending way. Um, you just really have to lock in. You really have to be a focused person if you really want to be really good at what you do. Another myth is people think that you just have to look good to make money. And before I used to think people only thought that when it came to like OnlyFans creators, like, oh, you just have to look good. You just have to have a nice body. You just have to be pretty. But that's not true. Like, that's not true at all. Like, and it's so funny because when I tell people like OnlyFans is a business, like they look at me like, huh? Like it really is. It's not just taking a pretty picture here and there and hoping for the best. Like that's not it at all. And I used to think that. Like when I first started, I thought that, and boy was I wrong. No, and OnlyFans has taught me so much about just creating content in general. And I know that some people have preconceived notions about OnlyFans, but the truth of the matter is, it really is a business. I have people that work for me. I am marketing myself. I have to post all the time, or I have people posting for me on my behalf. There's taxes. Like it's a business. Like this is real. Like this is really going on. It's a lot. You have to promote yourself. You have to buy promotion or buy ads, as some would classify it. You're buying ads, so being posted on other people's pages. It's a business, and it's not just looking cute. And, I think people think that about creators in general, no matter what niche you're in. I think people think that as long as a woman looks pretty or as long as a guy looks good, that they're going to make a lot of money. But that's not how it goes at all. There are plenty of attractive people on the internet who don't make any money because they don't have the business part of it figured out. They don't understand that it's a business. It's not just about a pretty professional picture. And it's unfortunate that people who are creators don't know that. But I'm always going to be thankful for OnlyFans because OnlyFans taught me that. And I think the reason why I've been able to grow all of my other platforms that have only been about weight loss, fitness, motivation, inspiration, and content creation so quickly is because I learned all of this through growing my OnlyFans and that business. You know what I'm saying? So I have a lot of knowledge that I think someone who's just starting day one wouldn't have. But again, social media is social media, a platform is a platform, and they all work pretty much the same. So I just think that's a myth that a lot of people think. It's kind of funny. And again, I used to think that too. So, it is what it is. Um, Another myth is people think that you have to have a large following to make a lot of money. And that's not true either. That's not true either, like at all. You have to have the right following, you have to have the right audience. And that comes through posting regularly, interacting with your audience, resonating with them, and just showing up, being consistent, and adding value. You have to add value to people. And you don't have to necessarily be an educational niche. Like, you don't have to be teaching people how to fix credit, but you have to add value in some way, shape, or form. So, for instance, on my weight loss and fitness platforms, I am by no means a fitness expert. Okay? I am by no means a nutritional expert either, but I add value because I'm showing people my weight loss journey. I'm documenting the journey. I'm showing people what I'm going through. I'm sharing things that I'm trying. I'm showing people that I'm showing up every day, and that's how I'm getting the results. So I'm adding value in that way, even though I'm not a guru of it, right? Same with this channel. I think the reason why this channel is growing as quickly as it is because I'm taking you guys along with me on the content creation aspect of what I do, sharing with you guys things that I've learned, things that I'm trying, being honest with you guys, telling you what no one else wants to tell you. It's not easy. You don't always make a whole bunch of money. You do have to be consistent as hell. Uh, you know, I'm sharing those things with you, so I'm adding value that way. But again, I'm not wearing the content creation guru hat on my head either. So I think you just have to find that balance. But I think it's really important that you add value to people. And when you can figure out how to add value through the content that you want to create, you'll be able to grow your platforms and you'll be able to make really good money. Because it's your audience that's going to support you. It's your audience that's going to buy your products. It's your audience that's going to watch your content. So you have to nurture them. You have to add value for them. You have to give them a reason to want to stick around. So I think those things are important. Leave a comment down below. Did I shock you with anything that I said? Be honest. It's not that I'll never be ashamed of OnlyFans. I'll never be ashamed. And anyone who is considering it, I say go for it. Half of you guys do it for free. Let's just be real. Half of you guys are sending pictures to your boyfriends and guys that you're talking to for free. So, to each his own. But if it is something you're going to do or something you want to do, you just have to make sure that you're comfortable and understand that what you put on the internet will forever stay on the internet. And if you're okay with that, then I think that is something you should do. If you're not, I would second guess. But to each his own. OnlyFans taught me so much. I will forever be grateful for OnlyFans. It truly changed my life. And now I'm just blossoming. I'm just blossoming. I'm just, like as you get older, as you have new life experiences, as you develop, your interests change. My interests have just changed. It's just not, I just don't feel the same way that I used to feel. I just want to do something different. So we're always changing, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can always pivot with content creation. I think that's the most beautiful thing about it. People go from making fitness content to content with their kids. It is what it is, and that's the freedom, that's the beauty of being a content creator. So I hope that helps. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.